morning, and welcome to Getting Warmer with George Warmer. Once a quarter, I like to take a look at the local economy. The title for today's session is Yellowstone Fever. And yes, of course, I am referring to Amazon Prime's Yellowstone. I know we're all waiting to see what happens with Kevin Costner leaving the show. In fact, millions of people around the country are waiting to see what happens. Once again, Montana is generating a lot of buzz in the market. People are interested in the Big Sky State. We saw this, of course, over the last couple years with the pandemic, with a large number of people moving in. In fact, we had 3.3 times as many people move in during the pandemic than we had over the previous 5 years. Of those people moving in, roughly 45% of them have a college education versus just 30% 5 years ago. And we've had a tremendous uptick in the number of people working from home. This new concept of working from home has made it so flexible for people to leave where they currently work and move to areas that offer fresh air, hiking, fishing, all the outdoor features that we have to offer in this beautiful state. I think at this point it's important to talk about the dynamics in our market. Of course, with the pandemic, we saw a tremendous amount of demand for housing. In fact, during the pandemic, we got down to an inventory of just 78 homes. And historically, we've had 900 to 1,000 homes on the market at any given time. More recently, we did pop up and have about 500 homes on the market, but 300 of those were under contract. Even though rates have climbed, due to the lack of inventory, we do anticipate a continued tight market in Billings for the next several years. We still have sellers, of course, wanting pre-pandemic or pandemic pricing, but we have buyers facing the higher cost of borrowing. This tug of war will continue for quite some time. Billings, I think it's important to restate, is a very balanced market, and that is our real strength. We have a broad medical center, we have 3 refineries, we have large distribution and industrials, and we also have ag. What's going on in those markets? Well, most importantly, in the medical sphere, St. V's recently was purchased by Intermountain. Intermountain has gone on a bit of a building spree. They've announced their new $1 billion hospital downtown. It'll take 4 years to build, and it'll go on the current St. V's parking lot, after which the old hospital will be scraped. Intermountain is also in the process of completing a 65,000 square foot facility on the west end, adjacent to the RVU 150,000 square foot medical school, the first medical school to be built in Montana. Also, it's important to look at industrials. Industrials have become particularly tight in our market. As an example, nearly 5 years ago, you could lease a shop for $4 to $5 a square foot. That same shop will cost you $10 a square foot, triple net today. Back 4 or 5 years ago, you could build a shop or purchase a shop for $72 to $75 a square foot. Now that same shop will cost you $150 a square foot. We continue to see large numbers of companies moving in with a high appetite for industrials. That market we do anticipate will continue to be tight for the next several years as well. One last item is the forecast. Where do we see the market going? Well, according to the BBER at the University of Montana, they believe that Billings in the Yellowstone County and area in general will have a small contraction in 2023. I would agree with that assessment. But they're also fairly optimistic about 24, 25, and 26, and do see 2 to 3% growth in GDP in those following years. I think we can attribute that to the continued demand for services in Billings, the continued in-migration of people to this market, and the diversified economy that we offer. I hope this information has been helpful. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My cell phone number is 406-855-8946. Have a warmer day.